Hey folks, OPTCG here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about Bandai. I'm going to be talking about the set releases of Bandai, the differences between One Piece in the East and in the West, and whether I think it helps or hinders us, one, getting so many spoilers for sets in the future. For example, we've just seen OPO 11 and EBO 2 spoilers when we haven't even had OPO 10 in the West yet. Or whether I think it's a good thing that the East get it first because we get so much help with deck building. So I'll start with why I want to talk about this video, and it is the spoilers that we've just seen from EBO 2 and OPO 11, which show us some fantastic cards. I've actually never been more excited for a leader than I have for that new blue-yellow Nami that's just been announced. I think that's from OPO 11. I think it's not the EB one. I think that's an 11 one. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But my problem is, and it's happened every set for me really, is that we are in OPO 9 in the West. And I've just seen spoilers for not even the next set that's about to come out, which I think is always far ahead when we see spoilers. It's okay to get me excited for the next set, but 3 sets ahead, right? I haven't even had chance to get my hands on OPO 10 yet, and I already have like an idea of what's coming in the next 3 sets. And my problem with this is I am really excited for Usopp, right? A black blue leader reminds me of Sakazuki. I know a lot of you hate it, but reminds me of Sakazuki. It reduces, has some nice control aspects to it, but also has a lot of Rebecca in it. Like, it reminds me a lot of that. And it kind of dampens me a little bit, just being immediately like having another set shoved down my throat. And it just removes a little bit of that excitement for me. I feel like the current way that it is that we immediately, like, it's just jumping right straight away. Like, we'll have one set where we can try things out a little tiny bit, slightly delayed again because the East already solve everything before we get our hands on it, and then straight away we are just like, oh, look at this cat, brand new cool leader. And I'm on the fence about it because I want to accept what they're doing because I think it brings excitement towards the game. But I also want some time to be able to spend, like, enjoy the things that I've had to spend so much money on. Like, this game is expensive. Every TCG is expensive. If you get into this hobby, you're spending a lot of money to be able to just, play with your friends. But it's getting on a bit much for me. I think like 2 sets ahead was always a bit of a problem for me if I was in. If I just start OPO 5 and already I'm seeing OPO 6 being played in the East, it doesn't make me want to be excited about the set that I'm currently in. All it makes me do is look forward. And I don't know if you feel the same. Some people might not feel like that. It might do the opposite for some of you. But I just thought it was interesting to be able to talk about today. I don't know what the fix is there, right? Like, I just want to be able to have time to focus on my format. I'm going to ask you a quick one right now. Like, when was the last time you fully opened a pack and read every card that you pulled? I know everybody's different again, and some people will take the time with their packs and actually read through the commons, but this leans heavily into what I was talking about with the scheduling of Bandai and how the East are so far ahead of us. Here's a card that came out in OPO 9. Here it is. One of the people that I play at locals, one of my friends, Gary, started running this in his Gerpel Doflamingo deck. Can you tell me what the effect is? Now, here's another common from OPO 9. One that is fits again with like one of the archetypes that came out and could have been really popular, but can you tell me what the card's effect is? And this isn't you may not know them, and I'm not trying to call you out necessarily, but what I am trying to point out here is I feel like because of the way that Bandai schedules all of their releases, because the East get it way before us, they solve everything, right? Like, they have amazingly talented card players over there, and they're gonna crack lists. And that's not the case again always, right? We've had decks that have been predominantly amazing in the West when they weren't picked up in the East, and vice versa. Blackbeard, for example, in the East done really well during OPO 9, right? Especially after the RP law bans. But in the West, we're seeing that it's not as popular. Like, it won championships and nationals over there, and here it really struggles into Doflamingo. Whitebeard in the West was rampant, like, and all I'd see on Twitter is people from the East being like, just beat it, bro, but that just wasn't the case over here. So I want matched timings. I want global release dates for all sets. I want everyone in the world to be able to get their hands on these cards together and be able to deck build together and not be able to go onto top decks and search what is the best list for Shanks. That's a great resource competitively, and I love that. But I feel like One Piece is already a really, really solid competitive game. We have some of the best prizings in the world, some of the best formatted tournaments that we've ever seen. We have a really, really healthy online tournament base, as well as a lot of in-person tournaments, a lot more than a lot of other card games are getting right now. Like, I used to play Card 5 Vanguard. That's getting like one nationals in the UK a year max. Like, and Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, they have its own problems. Yeah, but what I want is the ability to open a pack and be like, wow, maybe this could be good in this. Because I just don't feel like we have that as much right now. And it's just something that I miss, right? Like, I think I'm always going to have that problem with card games. And no matter what, there's going to be lists. And you can say, like, stop net decking lol and, like, just play for fun. But I think there's a lot more than that, right? I think, like, when you have a resource so easily at hand where someone's went, I've figured everything out already for you, it makes it really difficult to then go in with your eyes, like, with, like, blinkers on and just really try and solve something. And that's something I kind of miss. And it reminds me of Commander, right, in Magic the Gathering. I think that's a game where the pool is so large that there is no solving it, right? There's like a set base of cards that will be good, but then you can mess around because there's so many different card variations and different things. And One Piece is getting to the point now where colors are getting really wide, and there are different things that you can spice. So, for example, at the start of OPTCG, I ran Magellan in Purple Luffy because I was like, it's one of my favorite purple cards, and it may not have been the perfect card to run, and I've took it out since because it's less consistent. But that's something that I don't feel like we get the chance to be able to do enough, because there are, again, already masterpieces that have been created, deck lists and videos of people immediately showcasing that you can do it. But I would like to see more deck profiles from people being like, maybe this will work. Like, I would like to see that excitement there where you go, this card might be good. That card that I just showcased there, the Teach, like, when it first came out, my friends were like, this is broken. And when I looked at it, I thought, this is terrible. And I think you only find that out by, like, trying. But we didn't try it because it wasn't in any of the lists when it first came out. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. It's a quick video. I don't know how you fix it. Global release dates would be cool. Like, it would be super, super nice to be able to just, like, work together with people and, like, investigate things and not immediately just have answers, if that knows. This turned into, like, a complaining video, but it's actually really meant to come across as, like, I'm excited for One Piece, and I want to be able to enjoy what we have. I don't want to, like, feel like I'm constantly having to chase the next thing, like some form of drug addict, right? I want to just be able to be excited about Usopp and not then have to worry about, oh, well, I'm going to have to pick these cards up in the future for Nami, or I'm going to have to, like, get off Piss Kid for a while, like, because I've got this coming up next, right? I want to be able to run into loads of different, like, variations of lists and, like, make it more difficult competitively where not every list is the same. Like, when I play against Pluffy now, I shouldn't have that 95% like assurability that they're not running Magellan because it is a good card, or that they're not running 9-cost Kaido because, again, that's a really solid card. I just think having the same level of release dates would make it a lot more accessible for everyone to be able to, just jazz things up, get something exciting. But all in, I still think they're doing a great job. I will never not say that. But One Piece has been one of the most successful card games over the past few years. Obviously, there are still the top three, but we have made waves competitively, like, and we're doing really well, and it's exciting, and I'm excited to see where the game goes. But togetherness, right? There's also, like, the awkwardness of, like, the Eastern players now. When they go to Worlds, will have to roll back to OP10, I believe it'll be when Worlds happens. It might be OP9, but they'll have to roll back from where they currently back are and have to re-look back at an older format. And I just think that's really, really weird. Like, that one, they have to then reverse in matches when we could just have, like, all of us on the same. I don't know if there's any problems with us being able to release globally. I don't know if they use the East as kind of testing before it comes out as well, or whether that's just the way of things. I've definitely played other card games where that's been the way. It's been Bandai's thing since I've known them anyway. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think sets are coming out too fast and we're seeing too many spoilers beforehand. Like, do you think it's hard to get excited about OPO10 when we've just seen OPO11 and EBO2 decks? Like, I'm seeing purple green Luffy is it doing really well right now in the East, and I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. Made me forget about all of the decks in OPO10 immediately. Like, do you think we should have a level playing field? Should we release at the same time, or do you have any reasons why not? And of course, beat me up in the comments if you think I'm just being a big whiny little child. I don't need to get over it. But excited about One Piece. And yeah, have a great day. Just a quick gab, and peace.